How exciting.
All right, ready when you are.
Okay. I'm gonna mute everyone. Can you make me the host momentarily so I can just mute everybody? And I'll send it back to you when we're done.
No problem. Think you got it.
Okay. Let's see. Yep. Mute all. And if we can go back to the name of my song. Yep, this one. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much for, just kidding. Let me change the view. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this meditation and this practice. Go ahead and find, we're going to open today's practice as we do pretty much every time for the last couple of weeks with a meditation, something to ponder. So go ahead and find a comfortable meditative position. You can sit upright, you can recline onto your back, yogi's choice. Once you've found your comfortable meditative position, go ahead and take a few moments of free movement, settling in. Find a posture that you can be comfortable in for maybe the next 5 to 10 minutes. Once you settled in, go ahead and soften your gaze. You can close your eyes completely or set your gaze, your line of sight to the front edge of your mat. Let your hands rest wherever they feel best for you, where you can find and embrace stillness. And as we begin, we're going to take 3 deep grounding breaths. So when you're ready, starting with the belly, take a full inhale. Bring that same breath up into the chest, hold it for a moment. And then slowly exhale out of the nose, going a little bit slower than you would naturally like to exhale, emptying out the lungs, feeling your body connect more deeply to the mat. We're going to do that 2 more times. Take your time, release any sense of urgency, allow yourself to settle into the moment. Deep breath in when you're ready. Holding the breath at the top and then slowly exhaling, allowing that exhale to be longer and more intentional than the inhale. One more deep breath in when you're ready, filling up the belly, filling up the chest. And then exhaling slowly. As we move more deeply into this meditation, you can continue with the deep belly breath, or you can return back to your natural breathing pattern, yogi's choice. Whatever you decide, stay focused on your exhales. And with each exhale, feel your body connecting more deeply to the mat. So releasing resistance in the hips, in the calves, in the feet. Releasing resistance or tension in the muscles of your back, in the arms and in the hands. As you exhale, feel the muscles of your shoulders soften, welcoming more openness in the back of your neck. And then finally moving up into the face. As you exhale, feel all of the muscles of your face soften, letting go of any facial expression that you may be holding. And when you feel maybe, let's say, 5% more relaxed than when you started, go ahead and switch your awareness to your inhales. Envision yourself breathing into the fullness of your body as if you were expanding with each breath in. And as you notice this expansion, maybe you notice spaces where it feels more challenging to expand. Without judgment, without expectation, simply observe the energy, the breath as it flows through your body. Notice if any tension begins to resurface. And if you notice that your mind begins to wander or that your body feels a little bit restless, greet that experience with acceptance, just allowing the experience to be what it is. No judgment, no expectations. Reminding the body that meditation is simply for noticing. There's no intended outcome. And then when you feel ready, moving your awareness into the mind space. So noticing or observing any thoughts that may be floating by. Again, challenging yourself to observe without judgment, not labeling a thought good or bad, appropriate or inappropriate, simply noticing what's present. Gently reminding ourselves that we are not our thoughts. We have the option to be the observer of our thoughts. And now I want you to observe your natural response to hearing the following question. Simply notice what comes up for you. Explore what catches your attention. As always, without judgment, without expectation. Today's pondering is the following. In what ways can I increase joy and peace in my life? In what ways can I increase joy and a sense of peace or well being in my life? Again, begin to notice where your mind travels, what thoughts or physical sensations begin to come to the surface. And when you're ready, with the deepest breath of the day, breathe in once again to the fullness of your body. As you exhale, feel yourself connecting more deeply to the earth, surrendering to gravity. Let's gently bring our awareness and our bodies back into the present moment, wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, noticing the movement in your body. Give yourself maybe a gentle good morning stretch, reaching the arms up, lengthening through the legs if that feels good to you. And we'll meet with hands at heart center. Changing the view. Gentlemen, as always, it is a pleasure, it is a privilege to guide your opening meditation. It is my deepest hope that you leave today's session, leave your mats with a sense of optimism, a sense of creative control, and a sense of power that you carry with you until we see each other again. And as always, we end with a namaste. So, namaste to you all. That concludes my portion of today's practice, and I'm going to switch back over to Willis. Enjoy your practice today.
Hey, Tracy, before you go, a couple of the brothers have said they were open to being interviewed to talk about this experience. And so I
Yeah.
would like to coordinate that somehow. Maybe I'll give you their phone numbers. You can call them right after this session.
Okay.
What is your time looking like?
I have Janelle. Oh, I have Janelle today, so we had some mall plans, but I made space and time in my schedule to do it right after. So do you want to do the
Okay.
recording right after everything? So right at 12 o'clock?
Yep. Yeah. Anybody that's interested in answering a few questions. Yep. You can do that.
Okay, perfect. I'll be around.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. I will make you back the host. Make host. Okay. I don't know if I can unmute everybody, but you're all good. I'll see you guys in about 30 minutes.
Got it. Cool.
Bye. Bye, guys.
All right, cool. All right, let's jump into this. Start with a little burner boy. And let's get ready to rock and roll. Since we're seated, let's start there. Good to see you, Lance.
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me.
Good to sort of see you. Sitting comfortably on your mat. Winding it down, taking a moment to breathe. Ear to right shoulder, ear to left shoulder. I'm going to move us right into a little side body stretch. Reaching up with your right hand. Left hand on the mat. See how high you can go with it. And you know what? Let me highlight myself so I can, everybody doesn't want to be on a recording. All right, raising one hand up high as you can go. And, organic movements. Let's not make this too complicated. Is the music too loud or are we good?
Good.
All right. Other side, reaching up with the left hand. And taking it across. Feel that side body opening up. Again, get some length first. And then stretch. Nice. Relax the shoulder. Right hand, left knee. Twisting from the waist first. Sitting in your easy Sukhasana pose. Now we're just going to twist into it. Again, if sitting in Sukhasana in easy pose is a pain in the ass, put some blocks under your hips. Do what you need to do. This does not need to hurt. And other side. Notice I'm not looking over my shoulder until I get my twist right. And shake it out. Good to go. Let's roll over our knees or find your way in the cat-cow pose. Start with just moving into cat. Marjanasana. Just stretch the upper back. See if you can pull the mat east and west with your hands. Just kind of stretching the mat east and west. Open up your shoulder blades. So Morgan, Doug is having a party tonight. He called me this morning, wanted to know if you were still in town. He's having a rock star 51st birthday party, so we got to go dressed as rock stars.
Lenny Kravitz outfit.
Oh, I'm working on it, brother. I got the nails done. I'm ready to get into it.
All right.
All right, Calpo. I'm gonna go hard. I got a little see-through kind of chame type shirt. It's gonna be crazy.
Did you put it out of the closet? You did not have to go buy.
Yeah, it was in the closet. It was in the closet.
This is nice.
And ear to right shoulder, ear to left shoulder, stretching the side body. My sons bought me that shirt when we were in Hawaii last year. It's the first place I feel like I can be comfortable wearing it. You know, it's like when you're out of town, you buy stuff thinking you're gonna feel good about doing it, and then you get back home and it's like, I can't wear this.
Right.
You know,
I
Doug
can't wear
Neighbor
this.
from next door is coming as Lenny Kravitz, right?
I don't know what he's coming as.
Because you know,
Walk down
Doug thinks
to-
I got enough free time to just be hanging out in Seattle
That's
for
what I
a
was.
week on
I was
end.
thinking. That's way too much. Like, why would Morgan still be here 2 weeks later? Like, he just left his family.
That's aspiration.
Yeah, man. Slide into your downward dog. Now, see if you can roll to the outer edge of your feet and then move to the inner edge of your feet, working out the ankle a little bit. Don't do it. But feels pretty good to play around. Thinking a little deeper. Now, notice if you can get your heels on the ground, you can really stretch down. You can really stretch down and open up the shoulders. Feels amazing once you get the heels down. Now, if your heels are off the ground and you're way up here, it obviously your arms are doing a lot more work, so they get tired quick. Not nearly as restorative, but this feels great. Inhale up on the toes, bend the knees, and let's walk to the top of the mat. Get here at your pace. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. And swan dive up. Exhale, hand prayer position. All right, let's jump into it.
That's one of those things, really, honestly, that while you have school age kids, it really doesn't matter what your financial situation is. You can't just roll out for them.
Exactly. You can't, but you know, they have school age kids and they do what they want to do, but they're a little different. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk it out to plank. So hold plank for just a second. So funny talking about people doing what they want to do. So we have a mutual friend, me and Doug and whatnot, and because I'm recording this, I won't say any names, but I was looking at, he took off on a year-long family vacation around the world. Whole family just decided they're gonna take a year to do whatever he wants to do. I've seen them in Egypt. I've seen them in Rome. I've seen them in Hungary. I've seen them taking the nicest planes and trains. It's insane. All right, lowering to the mat. Elbows next to chest. Up in Sphinx pose. And we are going to pick it up a little bit, fellas. I'm just taking it slow in the beginning.
I'm sure that's probably the best educational year your kids could have in some ways.
I can't imagine it. I know it is. It has to be. I mean, I've seen where they're hanging out. I've seen the shows they're going to. I've seen what they're eating. It's just unbelievable. Roll back to downward dog. Move the feet closer together. Toes touching, ankles touching, and maybe open. Just reach the right heel up and slowly start from the waist. Start from the waist and open up the hip until the knee can reach the sky. Now notice if you can really get the twist right, you can keep both hands firmly planted in the mat. It's not super easy because in the beginning your hip won't twist, so you find yourself with one hand trying to come off the mat. Now, I want you to slowly neutralize the hip, bring the knee through. See if you can maybe touch the knee to your chin or nose or forehead. A little core work. And slowly, you can plant this right foot by grabbing it. We're going to stop here and runner's lunge. Nice work. Stretching out, stretching out. Now, pressing into the mat, I want to take that foot right back to the sky. Pressing into the mat, take it up, and reopen that hip and see how it feels the second time. Nice work. Slowly lay it, plant it on the mat. Raise up on your toes, bend your knees, and we're going to tiptoe to the top of our mat. We're going to take a little weight off of our arms. I don't want anybody to get too tired in the arms too soon. Folding, and inhale, swan dive up. Exhale, prayer position. Inhale, sweep the arms up again. Swan dive. Touch down. We're going to play with Utkatasana for a second. Inhale, flat back. Bend the knees. I want you to extend the arms out. And slowly start to turn the tailbone under. Open that back. Now press the knees together as you turn the tailbone under. And now relax the shoulders. Still turning the tailbone under. Reaching the crown of the head up. Sinking in a little lower. And fold over the legs. Nice work. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk it out to plank. Slowly. Elbows close to the rib cage. Lowering to the mat. Now, if you're good, feel strong, press into Urdhva Mukha, upward dog. Feet at the top of the feet and hands press into the mat. Rest of the body off the mat. And exhale as we move into down dog. Won't be here but a second. Move the feet closer together. Lift the left leg. Start to raise as high as you can go as you open the hips. And slowly neutralize the hip. Try to bring the knee through. Kiss the knee. And you plant the foot next to the left thumb. Find runner's lunge. Sink in a little deeper. Nice work. Now pressing into the mat. See if you can arch that back like cat Marjanasana pose and take that left foot off the mat. Take it right to the ceiling. One leg open, knee to the sky. Even get that entire right foot on the mat while keeping the twist. Not easy. All right, neutralize those hips and drop the left foot on the mat. Nice work. Inhale up on the toes, bend the knees, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swan dive. Exhale, prayer position. And set your intention. Mountain pose, Tadasana. And on the fourth corners of your mat for the next 15 minutes or so. Long deep breath into the belly. Exhale. Oh, breathe, breathe, breathe. Playing with our balance for just a second. This time, let's take the right ankle, place it right on top of the left knee and see if we can hold there for just a minute. Play around with taking the left toes off the mat. And maybe grow your tree just sitting on the ball and the heel. Nice. Now let's drop into a nice little hip opener. So grab that foot. You need to touch down on the ground. Having blocks nearby is an awesome way to bring the floor a little closer. And you can just hold here for a second and open up that hip. It's a fun posture. Play around with elevating. If you got blocks, see if I can pull this trick. If you got blocks, you bring the floor a little closer. Now, the secret to this one, though, is you really got to get this foot wrapped around that elbow. You got to hold tight. That toe needs to hold tight. And you want to be able to keep it tight and take that other foot off the mat. Oh, shit. I can't get it.
That ain't for beginners.
No, not. All right, standing back up and shake that leg out. Kind of hard to do on blocks anyway, but thought it might be fun to try. All right, hip feeling good. Let's take the other leg and grow your tree. Maybe take the right toes off the mat. Play around with looking at something that's not moving. And sinking in a little bit. See what we can do on this other side. Open up that hip. I can't believe some African artists decided to remake
I was about to say, man, I'm listening to this. I know they are now ripping off your boy Snow.
I cannot believe somebody would play around with Snow. This dude had one hit. All right, rolling it back up and shake that leg out. All right, got our hips nice and open. Let's rock and roll. Sun salutation, sun salute. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Make it out to plank. Come through plank. Slide through the elbows. Upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale the right leg up. Going into warrior one. Plant the right foot next to the right thumb. Get comfortable, warrior one. Get your stance right. Inhale up. We're taking the outer edge of that left foot and rolling it toward the mat. Got to turn the tailbone under as well. This makes it even more complicated. And then open the warrior two. And reverse it. Reach, sweep the right fingertips across the sky. Take the hand up as high as you can get it. And then bend back. You can wrap the left arm if that's in your practice. Sink in a little deeper if you can. And let's cartwheel. Slow, careful cartwheel like you're moving through water. Runner's lunge. Press the hands into the mat. Take the right foot off the mat. You want to raise the right foot to do a power move through this chaturanga. Boom. Press the upward dog. Exhale, down dog. Arms feeling pretty good. I'm just going to switch sides so you don't have to look at my butt. Inhale the left foot up. Reach, reach, reach. And let's move it through carefully. Maybe kiss the knee. Plant the left foot next to the left thumb. Get your base right. And sweep your arms up. Virabhadrasana 1. We'll be here for just a second. Now notice if you're starting to buckle with that leg, roll it out. And let's open the 2. Vira 2, slide in. And sweep the left hands across the sky. Exhale, cartwheel. So you're sitting on that runner's lunge, left side, gonna press your hands into the mat. Take the left foot off the mat, coming through your elbows. Press the upward. Exhale downward. Nice work. Now, if you're comfortable with a little extra stretch, maybe take the left hand, grab the right ankle or the right knee or the shin, and just try to twist and look under that right arm. May need to do a wider stance to make this comfortable, a wider foot stance, but it's a wonderful little back stretch. Try to do it after you're warmed up a bit. Left hand on the mat. I'm gonna widen my legs a bit. I'm even gonna reach and grab my heel, bending my knees, grab my heel, and I'm gonna straighten my legs and go back into it. Nice work. Release when you can. So back. Roll out the plank. Just a little core work. I want you to extend the right knee to the right elbow and then extend the right leg all the way out. I'm gonna play with this a little twist here. So the right leg is extended out and we're just playing with a little side body twist. Now, if you got a little strength in your body, see if you can pick that right foot up, hold it out, and then bring it back. And down dog for a little rest. And back out the plank. Left knee, left elbow. And then see if you can extend it. Just really go as far as you can and then sink into the stretch. Now, pressing into the mat, see if you can take that left foot off the mat, off the floor, and bringing it back. Nice work. Inhale, pull the toes, bend the knees, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Wind up the stand. Exhale, hands prayer position. Got your heart rate up a little bit there, I'm sure. Toes touching, Utkatasana, chair pose. Now, if you have a block, I want you to play with them now. So grab one, place it between your knees. This may require you to put a little more space between your feet. I want you to hold the other one out this way. All right, first thing we're gonna do, I want you to twist to your right as far as you can take it, while keeping your feet planted. And moving to the other side. Not that easy. And back to center. Rest for just a second. Try it again. Maybe grip the box a little tighter. And let's take it to the side. And another side.
Bro, just sure say try yoga, don't try me.
Yes, sir. You got one in the mail.
All right.
And sinking in. Turn tailbone under. And fold over the leg. Yeah, I thought this was a fun little gift for the retreat. And I was like, I just make enough to share with everybody. Fold over the legs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, walk it out to plank. Coming through your chaturanga, elbows. Press to Urdhva Mukha. And down dog. Down dog. A little bit like a rest. Move the feet closer together in the center of the mat and raise the right heel. Taking maybe even raise up on the toes of the left foot. Now bend the knee so that you can kind of almost kick the heel into the butt. I'm gonna pull this foot through. It's the knee. Right foot, right thumb. Warrior one. Dropping in. Reaching the hands up. We're gonna open the two. I'll be here for just a second. We're gonna sweep our hands back. Moving into a little reverse. And then we're going to reach over into a side angle. So elbow on knee, start to open up that chest, and then take the left hand to the sky. First, we'll start here with the fingertips reaching toward the sky, and then let's take them over our ear, and maybe even take the right hand to the mat. Not easy. Long side body stretch. Keeping the feet right where they are. And I want you to now just go ahead and cartwheel the left hand all the way to the mat. So you're kind of right inside that right foot, kind of like a weird little runner's lunge where your left foot is still kind of parallel with the back of the mat. Now, frame the right foot. I want you to turn the left foot back to that 45-degree angle, like the Warrior One. And let's see if we can get a Warrior One base with a little twist. Virabhadrasana 1. Now we're going to move into a little twisted Vira. So Virabhadrasana 1, twisted Vira. So it'd be a Pavrita Virabhadrasana. And see if we can keep that left foot where it is. Not easy. Not easy. And let that all go. Left toes pointed down toward the mat. Long, deep breath. And I want you to rock back and forth. We're going to end back at the top of our mat. I'm going to give you a little break on those arms. Push off your back foot. Top of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Swan dive up. Exhale, hands prayer position. Now messing around with that chair pose again. Toes touching, no block this time. And I want you to reach out like you have that block in your hand. And we're gonna sit down, pressing the knees together. Turn the tailbone under to kind of get that, stretch out the tailbone, stretch out the lower back a little bit. More twist. Left elbow outside right knee. Got this. And back to neutral. Right elbow outside left knee. You got this. Back to neutral and stand it all the way up, pressing through your heels in the middle foot. Exhale, swan. All the way back down to touching the mat. Fingertips touch. Inhale, flat back. And let's make our way out to plank. And coming through Chaturanga Dandasana at your pace, elbows grazing the ribs, down and up, down and up, down dog. Now moving the feet closer together, center the mat with all the fingertips, take the left heel to the sky, maybe raise up on the toes of the right foot, high as you can get it, bend that knee, then bring it through. Plant left foot next to left thumb and get your Warrior One base. On a scale of 1 to 5, what are we talking on difficulty right now, fellas?
Difficulty is a 3, but sweat factor is a 5.5.
Gotcha. All right, so we're gonna come up in this Warrior One. Nice work. Got your big muscles in it if you're sweating. We're gonna open the Warrior Two. It's funny, I went to this class the other day, and this lady said to me, she said, no, she was talking to the teacher, she said, is this class easy or hard? And the truth about it is, you can make any class hard just depending upon your level of, if your Warrior's here, that's easy. You're down here, suddenly, you created a hard class. Sweep the hands across, left hand reaches up. Every one of these poses you could take easier. And reaching back, side angle. That elbow on that knee. You can sweep down if you got shoulder issues like me on the right side. So I sweep down instead of sweeping over, which I can do today for some reason. It feels pretty good. Reach over. And maybe I'll take the left hand all the way to the mat. If you need a block, don't be afraid to drop that block. 3 different levels of height. If you're here, and you're still rolling that right ankle all the way out. All that ankle mobility, preventing injury. Strengthen that ankle, give it some flexibility, and then maybe one day when you're stumbling around somewhere and trip, you don't get hurt. All right, rotate the right arm all the way down, keeping the feet the same. Now you're in this awkward runner's lunge. Now, see if you can move the right foot at that 45-degree angle, frame the left foot, and we're going to come back up into this warrior one twisted. Warrior one and twist. Right elbow outside left knee. Probably tired now, not easy. This is our peak pose of the day. Keeping that back right leg straight is all you're focused on. And nice work. Exhale, framing the left foot. Turn the right toes down, giving you a little bit of a break here. Let's rock. I'll spring off that back toe when you're ready. And find yourself at the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. You got this. Pada Hastasana. Taking the padas and putting them under the Hastasana. And bend your knees if you need to. Sometimes you can walk into your hands, nice little hand massage, wrist massage, and then straighten your legs, reach your crown of your head, or go as straight as your legs feel comfortable. If you can completely release the neck. Nice. And release that. Should have felt pretty good. And slowly rolling one vertebrae at a time. Last standing posture. Shoulders, neck, head, and trace the collarbones with the chin. Nice. Break the toes a bit. I'm going to slide into a little Malasana pose. So your Malasana pose, maybe you can't get your heels on the ground. If you can't, then rolling up a blanket or putting your blocks under your heels is cool. And you just drop in for a second. Open up these hips. If you're interested in kind of stretching that up, doing a little bit more with that, maybe place the hands on the ground, take one foot out, and just kind of play around with maybe lifting those toes to the sky, holding onto your mat. See if you can sink into that hip a little more. With a little time, maybe you can take that entire right foot, plant it on the floor, and you can just drop right into this. But this is weird and awkward and tough on your hips, so don't do this unless you feel super comfortable. Now, for safety, if you don't feel strong enough in your leg, put your hands down and let's push back. And we're going to flip to the other side. Then that right foot, it's a safe way to get into it. Go to where you feel comfortable. And even turn this into a little bind by taking the arms behind the back. But it throws your balance off a little bit, so easier to do that one on your toes. Now you're redistributing your weight behind you. And open up that chest, shoulder to the sky. You can even just reach back and walking your hands back into the center. Forward fold. Take your feet as wide as you feel comfortable. Grabbing your ankles or your shins or your knees. Taking crown of head toward the floor. You can put your head on your block. Whatever feels comfortable. Nice work. And let's find our way heel toe the feet back together. And to close it out, a little calf muscle work. Pop up here on your toes. See if you can find just a moment of stillness. Play with different arm structures. And let's sit it down. Extend the legs. Got some good handwork stretch, so I'm not going to worry so much about that. Let's bring the right knee in. Let's play around with giving the hip just a little bit of opening. So if you need to do this, that's great. If you don't, see if you can leave it so the hip just kind of open and grab towards the left foot. Or grab the knee. Again, see if you can hinge at the hips so that lower back gets a decent stretch. But I would advise, don't overdo that lower back stretch. If you feel it really tugging, it can feel like it's feeling good because you're warm. And then later on, you're going to be needing that ice pack. And I don't want to hurt mine because I no longer have an ice pack.
Whatever.
Had an ice pack.
And it feels bad for you.
And release that. Pull your knees in tight. And just to release it, play around with both for a second. Maybe put your fingertips on the floor, straighten the legs, pull those knees up. You can even bend the legs. And let's set that back down. Pull the left knee in. Try to get that same opening of the hip, but if it hurts, put a block underneath it. And let's find our way into a comfortable stretch. Hamstrings and hips getting a lot of work here. But if you notice, when you start to really reach, you're going to notice that that lower back near the knee that's bent is really what starts to get the pull. And I love it. I just say don't overdo it, because what feels great now will be aching later on. And release that. All right. Slowly, I want you to move into just a little bit of a fish pose. So take your hands under your butt. Keep your elbows up near your middle back. You can even move them in a little tighter. Now take your crown of your head to the floor. So we start here. You feel pretty good on your back. Now extend the legs. We're going to do this as a restorative posture. You'll see some people will touch their head and they'll lift their feet. We don't want to do that one. We just want to drop in, crown of the head. Relax. Slowing it down. And maybe slowly slide those elbows east and west. Find yourself laying in Savasana. I just want to open up this hip one more time. Pull the knee in. And that knee pulls in tight. You're pressing on the ascending colon. And I think there's actually a Sanskrit word that has reference to this being the gas passing pose. So reaching that knee across the body. So you can keep the left leg as straight as possible, toes as high as you can, and get a nice twist. Maybe you get one or two little pops in the spine. I usually get mine when I go the opposite way, when I take my left knee over. And we don't need to be here long. We got a lot of twists today. Bring the knee in, maybe open the hip, a little counter pull, and release that right leg. Left side, descending colon. Pulling that one in tight. And let's take it across the body. You can keep that right leg nice and straight. Weird, I didn't get any pops today. Oh, there we go. As soon as I took my left arm straight, I got my clicks. All right, bringing that back, pulling that knee in for the last time. Excellent work, fellas. I'm going to compromise some of our rest time because I told Tracy that she could reach out to a couple of you if you're up for it, take her call. If you're not up for it, don't take her call. We're gonna try to grab some content for Instagram. Why an all men space works, why Black men's space works. I want to continue to invest in this experience, and sort of a passion, but also a nice little hobby from my day to day. So I want to continue to invest in and try to grow. And I appreciate anybody hearing about yoga. Just need to get out of continuing to engage in an all men's space. And I say men's and men. I realize that don't all identify as men, but I want to talk about that experience in general. Well, I know Lance hasn't been on the chat in a while, and probably resents that a bit. But it could be an interesting time to just kind of talk about what value you've gotten over the 4 years. And last final breaths in this relaxing posture. And I'm gonna roll to fetal position. And oh yeah, and take her calls. She got her hair did. She looking fly. She expecting to do something. I kind of forgot about that whole aspect because my wife doesn't do her hair. And I was like, hey, I want you to do these videos. And she was like, boy, I gotta go get my hair done. I can't just be jumping on camera. I was like, oh, that's interesting. All right, seated position. That's just a part of my life I hadn't thought about in 25 years. Or more than that. I don't know if science done a hairdo since maybe college. All right. Long deep breath into the belly, hands in prayer position, rub the palms together. Namaste, brothers. And that,
Namaste.
and that prayer just sort of speaks to light and truth entering all aspects of your life. So it's not religious or a-religious or whatever. It's just a little bit of a request from the universe. All right, I'm gonna let y'all go. So who's up for taking a call? Just be honest with me. You can flake out now if you're not.
Yeah.
Don, you up?
Yeah, I'm up for it.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and sign Morgan up. Lance, what about you?
I get my hair done, so.
Lance, are you up for it?
Not this time, bro. I got some things to do today.
I appreciate
to work. But I can do it later.
I appreciate that. All right. Well, let's go. Peace. I'll talk to y'all later.
Hey, Willis, do you know? I'm sure there's a way to go back and find out what is the actual anniversary of Broga. When did we do our first one? It would have been 2020. It would have been later, maybe March, maybe as late as April. Because I know
I can tell you that it was like early 2020 because some of the recordings I have are from the first months in 2020.
Huh? Really? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
We've been doing this a minute, man.
Okay. I was just trying to think. I'll
go back and double check that. I'm gonna go back and double check and see what my oldest recording that I haven't thrown away yet. But I started moving those things around a certain date, and I can figure out pretty close. So I'll find that out for you. But the other question I wanted to have, because I wanted to find your reflection from the that week where you had to celebrate your father's life. That reflection, I want to hear that one again. I need to hear that.
That's going to be. He passed on Halloween 2020. So it would either be, which was a Saturday, I believe.
Good morning. How you doing?
I
So
think it may have been.
Saturday.
I think I did the reflection the next day. I think November 1st, 2020. I think.
All right, that's all I want to know. So it's 2020. I'll look in those dates because I've been wanting to find that one. I really wanted to find it around the anniversary and share it with the group. Because you came with some smoke. You had smoke. You weren't playing that. You weren't playing that Sunday.
That is, it is. What does Khalil Gibran say? Is we don't have our kids don't belong to us. They are life flowing through us.
Yes, sir.
Words are like that sometimes as well. They don't really belong to us. They just come through us. They don't come from us. They come through us.
Yes, sir. Well, look, let me hop on with Tracy real quick. I'm gonna have her call. Who would like to get a first call? Morgan.
Maybe have her hit me because I'm actually gonna try to get up to the farm.
All right, I'm gonna have her hit you right now.
Okay. You really do have rockstar nails. Check you out.
It's gonna be quick though. But do you have an Instagram account? That's gonna be the real key.
I do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. I'm calling her right now.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, brother.
All right. Cool.
All right, y'all. Take care now.
Peace.
There you go.